Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks for joining me here. We're going to take a quick look at Elon. And just before we do, I usually like to look at Bitcoin, but I can tell you it's just kicking some butt right now. 67,500. It broke its resistance, its all-time high, and we'll see what happens next. Hopefully the price consolidates right around 67,000 for maybe a day or two, and then takes off from there. We'll see what happens, but this is a very, very good shape here for Bitcoin. Now, taking a look at Elon, let's just go ahead and take a quick peek. Oh, I'm sorry, if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just like to throw that out there. I've been trading for over 15 years, however, and my goal is to make sure that you are, hopefully a better trader, right, at the end of this. So I'll try to teach you a little bit, and if you want, more hands-on approach or perhaps just a better overall situation, I have a trading community, link in the description below for that. Also note, I send out signals for every single trade that I take, which is a great, awesome experience here so far. So looking at the 4-hour chart, just something to note. We've got some nice higher highs and higher lows here. So I just want to throw that out there. This is a very good sign. We're still holding true to the higher highs and higher lows. So hypothetically, if this price were to bounce off this support level here, we have a pretty good situation where we could very well see a price break to the upside. Now, all in all, it's hard to say specifically. We'll look at the smaller time frames, but I like this here so far. That's a very, very good sign. Okay. So looking at the 1-day chart, let's go ahead and just kind of quickly note here. We're well above the moving average. Pretty straightforward. Don't need to worry about that. RSI is back under 70, and you can see that the 70 is working kind of as a resistance. It's tried it twice and kind of got rejected. Furthermore, we've got the MACD kind of just shooting straight sideways for the most part. It may diverge, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to see a sell-off per se. It just implies that we're, the bulls are kind of calming down for the moment, where the bears are kind of just, taking their profits, for lack of better terms. So we'll take a look at the 4-hour chart, kind of see what's going on. 50 is a support level for the RSI, here it appears. So we'll see here soon how this price responds to the 50 on the RSI, just based on the simple fact that this should work as a support level here, right around 189, and same with 50 on the RSI. They're both kind of moving concurrently. So we'll see how that works. We've also got a potential divergence on the MACD. This doesn't necessarily mean you want to sell your position, but it does give us an indication that the bears are taking control, and they could very well push the price down a little bit further to somewhere in the range of 171. I'd actually prefer for the price to come down to 171 because that'd be an awesome place in which to take entry when it bounces, because that would still be higher lows and higher highs, right? So we'll see obviously what that looks like, but I'm going to set my alert here for 171 just to be on the safe side, kind of see if we can get something to hit right there. All right, so we'll take a look at the 1-hour chart and kind of take a peek at obviously the Ishimoku cloud. We are traveling into the cloud now, right? So hypothetically, not a buy zone. Once the price breaks above the cloud, yes, it's considered to be a buy signal, but for lack of better terms, it doesn't mean that we necessarily have to sell, because when it's in the cloud, it's just considered no buy, no sell. You just kind of hang out and wait for it to make up its mind, right? Now, again, the Ichimoku cloud is not 100% all the time. It's not something you need to use all the time, but it does help kind of give you an influence here. Like, okay, great, we got a potential MACD bearish divergence, right? The price is now in the cloud. So those are two, opposite signs of a buy signal if you're going long. So in turn, we probably want to wait and just allow for the price to either A, consolidate, break back above the cloud, or B, basically retrace a little bit further down to 171 and then potentially buy that dip. That would be my game plan in this situation, just because we don't have like a lot of firm confirmation that we are in bullish territory. Now, big picture, bullish sentiment overall with the 1-day chart. We're still looking good. I think big picture, of course, Elon is definitely going to break its all-time high by month end. It's just a matter of when we get there. And I think in the next couple of days, we could see a nice opportunity to buy a little bit lower and effectively take a long position upwards. So, you just say hypothetically you bought in around 171, it bounces, and you come right back up here. It would hit 27%, right? And then on top of that, it will probably likely make higher highs, or if it just say it continues to do so, you'd be upwards about 42% just before it hits its all-time high. Okay, so good stuff all in all. I like what I see here so far. Now taking a look at EMA, let's look at the TD sequential. We're probably not going to see too much on the 1-hour chart, but let's quickly jump onto the 4-hour and we'll see. We're about five candlesticks into a 9 candlestick potential bearish divergence, right? So in other words, the price could continue downwards for another 4 candlesticks, which puts us, 16 hours? So what I can do tomorrow is look at it right around that time frame, right around midday, my time here, and see roughly what that looks like. So that's kind of what I'm considering here, but keep this in mind too. If you look at this, it's following pretty specific patterns. Like comes up to a 9 and then it retraces down, counts up again to another 9 and retraces down. So hypothetically, if it follows the same pattern as it did before, then we should expect for the price to come down here and bounce to the upside. Right? That's basically what I'm going to be anticipating here, and or hoping for, obviously, for the 171 as a good entry. In fact, let me go ahead and adjust this a little bit. Why don't we just go ahead and do 173 so I can still catch a good entry, just in case it were to come down and bounce. And one last thing we're going to look at is just big picture, what the potential is for this coin, because obviously, there's definitely some strong potential based on its history, right? Because in this time frame, when you look at this, ever since the 29th of October, what that's about a week and a half, it's been in this range here, all the way up, all the way down, and then back up again, right? So, what week and a half to travel that much is still quite a lot, right? So I would say hypothetically, again, we want a comfortable increase, which we should expect to see here soon if we keep making higher highs and higher lows, at least until it gets to its all-time high. We should expect, I would say, for the price to get upwards of 466 by no earlier than the end of the month. That'd be my speculation. If it happens sooner, all well and good, but keep in mind, if it happens too quickly, we'll experience another retracement just like we saw here, and we don't want that, right? We want a staircase pattern. We want a coin that continues to push higher and higher and makes higher highs and higher lows, right? So like this, for example, this is an awesome pattern, right? Up, over, up, over. Okay, again, price comes down here, comes back up, then we're looking at that staircase pattern. However, the price goes straight upwards like it did previously. We can expect it to come straight downwards as well, right? And we don't want that. Obviously, buying the highest point and then rebuying at the dip is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with selling high and buying low, but you may not have all your profit targets in place. You may not have the right option. We like to more so see the price progress naturally instead of violently, right? So that's where the greed versus the fear can play a factor. That's why I tell my patrons all the time, bear markets are much easier to control or anticipate more so because there's less volatility. In turn, in some cases, a lot less volume too, and it's much better, in my personal opinion, to be able to anticipate that because again, fear is a lot easier to read than greed. So, anyways, that's just neither here nor there, but just so you know, the bear market emerges, you're going to be just fine. I've survived quite a few. All right, so long story short here, I think by month end we're going to see 477 or 466. I think that's probably pretty likely. But we need to keep making higher highs and higher lows, and obviously bounce off of 171 approximately, and essentially buy that next dip for the next leg up, because it has a beautiful pattern right now, and I really like it. But it's just right now it's just a little too early to jump in because we just had that peak on TD sequential. So I hope you found benefit here. Of course, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Consider joining my Patreon community so I can help you become a better trader, and I do share every single signal that I take, every single trade rather that I take as a signal to my members, so they can kind of see what it's like to trade frequently. What does that look like? And trade about 85-90% success rate overall. So it's awesome experience. Check that out in your own time. Thanks again for joining me. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.